All right. It says meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. So
Meeting now adjourned. Okay, thank you folks for stepping in, right? I don't know. I don't have a coffee cup to cheers you. So good morning to you, Brian.
Good morning.
I'm the L, he's the B. This is the LB hour, hence known as the pound hour. And we're going to pound out today. I don't know what we're going to pound, but we're going to pound it out. We're going to get it ready for you here. We've all got kinds of stuff coming from we're the Northwest, we're the Sunshine State. No, we're not. We're the Rain State. But we are looking pretty good right now, haven't we? The last couple of days, pretty sunny, so that's good. And it's not a prettier spot in the world than the Northwest when it's sunny, because that's just the way it is. We get so much rain here that if we have a sunny day, it really shines and makes everything cool. But yeah, we're up here in Northwest Washington. Actually, I'm in
Southwest Washington.
You're right. Southwest
Your
Washington.
Your name is Lonnie at Southwest Washington.
Actually, my name is Lonnie. I've been in Southwest Washington many times, which is a hospital down here, because that's just a fun place to be, you know. But yeah, no, I'm over in Longview, which is a stone's throw away from Mr. Brian over there, which is Kelso, which is a hop, skip, and jump across the river. Yep. You okay this morning?
Yeah, it's K-Town, USA, the flying saucer capital of the world. Everything that happens in the world of aliens starts here in 1947.
Right, there you go. Well,
we are the epicenter. We're the epicenter. No, it's Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. It's an exciting day. It's going to be great out there. So get out and have some fun.
Yeah, why not, right? I might as well enjoy yourself in this middle of this pandemic. I would say we're almost over, actually. Doing pretty good with this, but unfortunately, I don't know. I decided to watch the news a few minutes ago, and that was no good.
Oh, bad move.
Yeah. Why watch the news? Well, seriously, stay uninformed as much as you can. No point in dragging everybody else down.
Yeah. Well, Michael Jackson had a song called Enjoy Yourself back before Thriller, and it was a fun song. It said, just get out there and have fun. Enjoy yourself.
Well, maybe he enjoyed himself too much, I think.
Well,
actually.
It was enjoying others that got him into trouble, possibly. But we won't get into that. But yeah, he had albums before Thriller, and a lot of people don't realize he had some pretty good ones. So he had one.
But it was enjoying himself.
It was
enjoying himself, which caused the total, his worst part thing which was dying with barbitrol, whatever the hell it was, some drug. Yeah, some sleep agent. Matter of fact, talk about drugs. Let's talk about drugs. And our little capital of the world. People say, it's the meth capital of the world, or it's the heroin capital of the world, or whatever it is. Or at least for the capital of something. I'm kidding. It's bad.
The proclamation capital of the world, the outrageous claim capital.
It is. And but as far as drugs go, we did have it really bad for quite a long time. It appears that people in Cowlitz County, our little region of the world here, it had some pretty bad amounts of people having.
Lost both of us there. I had the sun coming in and creating too much light on this old haggard face here. Yeah, it's Wednesday, May 12th. Got a lot of exciting things coming up this weekend, so get out there and enjoy the.
I had to run off. I had to go after you and see what you were doing.
Yeah,
I'm like, where'd he go?
I had the door open there, and too much sunlight came in, which is not usually a problem. So what the heck?
Yes, you being too bright is not usually a problem.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I had to get my coffee because it was not fixed before. So yes. Where were we? We were in the middle of Kelso and Longview and our battle between drugs. Speaking of drugs, I don't know what your stance is on it, Brian, but marijuana was such a huge, when I was a kid, if you or anybody knew about somebody smoking pot, it was like that was the devil's weed, or that was the bad stuff, and you can't have anybody let somebody do that, or if you did, you definitely tried to hide it, because I was in middle school when that was brought to me, and it was I was like, nah, I don't want that stuff. I got in high school, nah. I tried it a little bit, I got sucked into it a little bit, but as I got an adult and I decided that I didn't need it, but really don't find any problem with it at all. But I really don't. I find that marijuana now is they've proven time and time again that it's less. There's less problems with marijuana than there is alcohol or many other drugs.
Oh yeah.
But yesterday,
Just go to a bar at 11:30 at night.
yeah, exactly,
To
right.
1:30.
Well, go to the Stoners Lounge at 11 o'clock. They're playing Pokemon and Dungeons and Dragons. No, I'm just kidding. But that'd be cool if they had those things. But yesterday in particular, because of my affliction, I have a friend whose wife, she also, right after I had my hemorrhagic bleed, his wife got into a massive car accident.
Oh man.
Yeah, and she had a brain injury, and because of that brain injury, she's almost very similar to what I've gone through. Her right side, however, is just totally affected, and she can't. Her face, her body is drooping, and it's just it's a big, huge hurdle for her and her family they had to go through. But she's doing really good. I'm really proud of her. But she apparently decided to start taking. This is just recently, just tried some of this RSO. You heard of RSO?
No.
It's called like Rick Simpson oil or whatever I think it's called.
Really?
But and it's a part of marijuana. It's they make the marijuana into a gel, and they take that supposedly can actually cure cancer and shit. It's bad. I mean, it's some good stuff supposedly.
Yeah.
I bought some stuff for my father when he had cancer before he died, and he wouldn't try it. It was pretty far gone, but he was
Yeah.
he was like, it made him loopy. I think that was it. But
Well,
but my friend,
Jesse Ventura's wife takes it for seizures, and it stops the seizures totally.
the RSO.
No, marijuana in general.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff, studies of people who've had seizures and stuff in particular their whole life, and now it stops. So that's amazing. That's fantastic. But anyways, the RSO, Rick Simpson oil, is they brought me one yesterday because she has had such a phenomenal turnover on her ability to use her body.
Wow. Rick Simpson oil. So what does it entail?
It's I don't quite know. I know that it's marijuana down to its finest form, like
nice,
compressed. Now this is CBD, so
yeah, still the same, still from marijuana. It just doesn't.
Yeah, and it says
THC.
It has to have that marijuana sticker on there. I don't know if it has marijuana or actually THC. I don't know if it has THC inside it or not, but I don't know. It does not say THC. There should be if there is. So, but either way, no, it does. It's up there about sticker. It's like 20%
THC.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
You might not want to drive at that point.
Yeah. No, definitely I'll have to try that. But she does it before she works out, and she's able to move her arm much more than she ever has. I mean, my left arm's pretty tight, and working on that. But yeah, to me, to give it, I will definitely do that and give it a try.
Yeah.
Take about the size of, apparently, so take the size of a grain of rice, and you just taste it, and it tastes like crap apparently, but you know what, whatever. But I'm not sure how long it'll last, so I will try to before I do a workout and stuff, give it a go, because I definitely don't want to do it alone when there's nobody here to watch me. And
well, you got to get it going, because if we're going to do a Martin and Lewis tribute, we have a lot of work.
Learn to dance again, shimmy, and yeah, trying to get that body going again. My legs, I'm working on that right now, and that's why you see me get up every half an hour, folks.
Yeah.
And stretch out a little bit, because I've got to do that. If I don't, my leg tightens up, and actually I stretch out while I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
I stretch out constantly. Because if I don't, my muscles just kind of not atrophy, but kind of, yeah. And it's not good. But yeah, so that's what. Hopefully, I'm gonna give this CBD a try, and maybe that'll help out. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried everything else. Why not?
Yeah.
Shoot, I've paid to have all the doctors help me on certain things. So yeah, it's a interesting thing this life is. But you know what? We live and learn, and we climb those hurdles or jump over them however we have to in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that brings up a song I listened to yesterday, Jimmy Buffett tune, believe it or not. And there was a line about life. Some of it's magic, some of it's tragic, but I've had a good life all the way. And it's about an old man that has settled in the islands after a long, tragic life. It's pretty good. Some of it's
huh,
magic, some of it's tragic.
huh. Yeah, I bet. Well, it is. Life is like that.
Oh, yeah.
I always say life is like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're riding high, enjoying that, and sometimes you're down low, and it's just the way it works. And
Yeah.
if you're down low now, don't worry about it because you'll be high soon enough.
Yeah.
And and if you're up high right now, wave back to your friends and tell them, hey, it's gonna be good. It's gonna
Don't
be
get
fun.
don't get too big for your britches, as they used to say in the old days.
Yeah, no, bridges are hard to get. I'm just kidding. They are hard to grow into, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Don't you said that made me stop me make me think who's too big for their britches.
There's a few out there that think they are. I've been there. I've been there a few times. But
Well,
those,
I guess yeah, there's a time in life we all feel like we're a little too big for our britches. And you know
yeah.
what? Yeah, I'm sure I've definitely probably did that.
Well, I think it's good to get there once in a while because
Yeah,
then you're
sure.
doing something.
Yep. Yep. Makes you feel comfortable and good about yourself. That you're yeah.
Well, it's funny with Jimmy Buffett. Everybody thinks of Margaritaville, cheeseburger in paradise, but he writes some poetic stuff. Has some pretty interesting songs.
Yeah.
That one's called "He Went to Paris." It's just a beautiful song. If you want to cry, if life's been rough and you've had a lot of loss lately, and you just want to sit down and cry,
That's not gonna happen.
listen
Thanks.
to that one. There are people that like that. Sometimes people like to have a little wine and listen to a song that gets them thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think enough. I think a lot. I
Yeah,
think all the time. My brain's going like a madman.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll listen to that movie or that song sometime for certain.
Yeah,
It's not right.
song lyrics are great though. Some of them are motivational and stuff. It's pretty cool.
No, that's cool. Yeah, speaking of motivational, uh I watched a lot of motivational stuff, and last night I fell asleep with TV on the motivational
Wow.
channel, and oh my gosh. You wake up and I hear Jocko's voice. I hear,
Well,
Matthew McConaughey.
last Friday night, you fell asleep with the engine on, so that you're doing better.
Right, exactly.
No, you weren't. You were fine. It was a joke. We don't want to get canceled till we actually have something to cancel.
There you go. Yeah,
oh,
no. Yeah, no, for
oh,
sure.
but before
But
that, I was over there and we were watching Martin and Lewis, and it was amazing. Some of their comedy acts.
yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
winged a lot. They kind of knew what they were doing, but there was no script, and they just went.
They wing the whole thing, man. They wing the whole thing, but I mean, they had a similar idea,
Yeah, Jerry'd write it down on whatever was there, and then Dean would go for it.
which is fantastic. I love
Yeah.
that.
I think Jerry's what they would have called hyper back in the day, kind of like constantly thinking of things. Something triggers something, and he's writing it down.
Yep, yep. No, I totally understand that. Yeah, Jerry Lewis is a phenomenal man,
Yeah.
and you know, I've always enjoyed him, and watching him from when he starts now to where he finished. I mean,
Yeah.
billions of dollars for the good causes, and well, muscular dystrophy in particular. But I'm sure he raised a lot more money for others as well. But wow, I mean, the way you watch those two together, and it's just like, best friends, just and then when it was 20 years, they broke up for a little while
10.
there. Even Jerry was like,
10.
that's the
They,
dumbest thing in the
they,
world.
yeah, they broke up for 20 years, but they're only together for 10. But the interesting thing that they broke up, it was 10 years to the day after they did their first show. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, and then 20 years they didn't see each other, and then Frank Sinatra brought them together on the telethon. So,
Yes, Frank Sinatra did that. That was pretty funny.
well, Jerry's very complimentary was to Dean late in life. He would have interviews and tell how great Dean was, that he could just flow into a scene, greatest straight man of all time. I think they were the greatest comedy team of all time by a
Yeah, I
long
think they might
shot.
have been. They may have been. I would say they definitely agree. I can't think of anybody else in
Nah,
particular.
no, but not Abbott and Costello. They were okay. Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy were okay, I guess.
Yeah, but they weren't really like an act all the time. Maybe they were. I don't know. I remember that they were in movies. They were an act.
They were associated. Once Hardy died, Laurel never performed again. So they were a bit of a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Stiller and Mira. Believe it or not, Ben Stiller's mom and dad, Jerry Stiller and Ann Mira, were a big time comedy act, but they were nowhere near Martin and Lewis. Let's just be honest.
George Burns and his wife, Gracie. Remember?
Yeah. They
Yeah,
were great.
I love George Burns. He was a fantastic guy. Right?
Yeah, they were great, but I couldn't put him in the level Martin and Lewis. I didn't know
No. Yeah.
dancing.
No.
Jerry
But
Lewis's dancing was incredible.
they were both great, but Jerry Lewis could take it off and just run with it.
He was an athlete. It looked like he was doing some memoves I haven't seen for a long time.
I know. He makes Justin Timberlake look like a little kid, literally. I mean, he could tap dance. He looks like Fred Astaire, basically.
Yeah.
Fred Astaire. He could not sing though.
Well,
Fred
he
Astaire.
could sing okay, but he played the bad singer role. It was better that he couldn't sing. He actually could sing, but you had Dean. You had the crooner. He didn't. You needed a bad singer with the crooner. It was kind of a cool complimentary situation.
Yes. Well,
Complimentary.
yeah, they were both. I don't know, phenomenal and sad they're gone. If if we were to take a picture, I mean, if you were to take a guess, I guess, of two people who are going to make a duo today, who would you think that would be? Who do you think would be a good duo?
I put Ryan Reynolds in there with somebody because he's funny as heck.
Does he dance? I wonder. I bet he probably does. He's so multi-talented.
I might actually go with Timberlake because he can sing and dance. Timberlake and somebody that's a lot different than him. I'd have to think of somebody.
A lot different, huh?
Yeah, they can't be similar. They got to be opposites. I mean, Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, Martin and Lewis, all opposites.
Yeah.
I can't. Who's the opposite of him?
I don't know.
Timberlake and Louis C.K. Timberlake and Louis C.K. because he's edgy and weird, but he's not. I don't think he can dance.
Louis C.K. possibly, yeah. I don't know. I was thinking Jimmy Fallon, somebody. So let's see here.
Too similar.
No. I was thinking Jimmy Fallon and.
Oh yeah, he'd compliment with a lot of people.
And Jeff Goldblum. There you go. They're both talented people, and Jeff is totally different than Jimmy Fallon. You know what I mean?
I'd put Jimmy Fallon and Chappelle. That is total opposites.
Chappelle, why? Because they're black
Chris
and white.
Rock. Because Chappelle is hard and edgy, and he says things nobody should say, and Fallon thinks all is good and happy sunshine and unicorns, and we're all here to get along, so it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or Chris Rock and Fallon would be good. Or Bill Burr and Fallon, because you got Bill Burr's edge and Fallon's sunny disposition.
Bill Burr's sunny disposition, yeah.
No, I mean Fallon. Fallon's a happy time disposition with Bill Burr's tell it like it is. That would be interesting.
This devil's advocate thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Burr could do bad dancing.
Yeah.
Fallon
Well,
could do
this is not
Fallon could do real dancing.
well, this is not doing us too well today, I don't think, but for some odd reason, but that's okay.
Well, you got to have confidence in your stupidity.
Oh,
That's what you got to do.
I have total confidence in my stupidity. Yeah,
Have
no,
you
most.
watched podcasts lately? They talk about things more inane than this.
Oh no, I believe it 100%. I believe it. Okay, but I have a question for you in regards to something else. As far as this pandemic, how this thing started. We do this just for fun, folks. Just something to keep our minds going and our mouths going throughout this pandemic and keep us learning our little craft or whatever it is that we're doing there, our hobbies. But hey, as far as when this pandemic is over, Ryan, completely, where do you want to go to in the USA?
Well, I might have to take a tour of some of these cities that supposedly died, like LA, Seattle, Portland. Check them out. I would like to check out Austin, see if the world's really died out there. They claim all these cities are dying or died. So I'd have to check them out. Go down to Hollywood, get into Universal Studios, check that out.
Universal Studio, check. I have to do that.
Yeah.
But I think in particular, after the pandemic, I would like to go to New York. I've never been to New York anyways.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I feel like you better go check it out now because it may not be there forever because it's so packed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I haven't heard
You never know
much
when next
about it lately.
pandemic's going to be.
Well, Jerry Lewis wrote a letter, open letter, and it was on the New York Times. And he was saying New York's not dead and it'll be coming back. And he was praising his city's ability to be resilient. So I think all the cities will come back. Yeah, it'd be kind of a not renovation, but almost a redemption or whatever, rebirth. Go see the cities that are coming back from the pandemic. Because big cities, man, they were hit hard.
Well, they were, but something about New York, I've always wanted to see it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've always been kind of, I don't know. There's certain things you have to fear, but you can't fear. You know what I mean? It's
What's
like
that?
going in a big city like that. You're gonna get lost, and I'm not agoraphobic in the fact that I'm not afraid to open areas. But when you enclose the buildings and stuff and don't know where you're at, you get kind of, you can't actually on a map go, oh, there you go. Here's where I am.
Yeah. Well, we could get a group together and then we could have a leader, like a guide, even somebody that knows the ropes, like Huggy Bear and Starsky and Hutch. He knew the ropes. He knew the town.
Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear. Yeah, we'll get a guy like Huggy Bear that knows how.
Was Huggy Bear the one with the fish tank shoes?
He may have been. He had things like that. He had a cool hat.
That was him. Yeah.
I think it was him, Huggy Bear. He was inside man. They tried to have a spinoff where he was a detective, but it never happened. But we get a guy from the city. It could even be Vinny. You know a guy named Vinny in New York. He could take us around and show us the sights.
I'm sure I have friends who could probably have been there quite a bit, or
I don't have very many friends that have been to New York. I have maybe 2, 3.
I think I have a friend actually living in New York right now from high school.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, and I think she's
That's
a nurse
cool.
over there, and I'm not sure what she's doing other than that. I know that she's a nurse, I think, over in New York. And
Do you have to have 3 jobs to pay the rent?
probably, yeah, I don't know. I've never been there. I've never been to the New York, and above that, to Maine. I haven't been there yet. I've been everywhere below that, I think, but
No Boston yet either.
no Boston, no
Never been
New
to
Jersey.
Boston.
The farthest I've gone is to Chicago, and then south, basically. So down to Florida, and
oh wow,
yeah,
yeah. Never been to Chicago.
Chicago, that's my kind of town. Chicago, that's my kind of world. That place, I love it. Actually, Chicago is great. The hustle and bustle. it's real. I mean, it's go, 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 go. And the Windy City, oh my gosh. You don't know why they call something a Windy City, but I'll tell you right now, that thing is cold and it is just blowing right on the city streets.
Well,
Yeah, and Boston Harbor.
Oh yeah. What harbor?
Boston Harbor. I think it's in Boston Harbor. Where
In
they
Chicago?
Chicago.
We were talking about Chicago, I thought.
We were.
City. The Empire State Building in Chicago is not as good as the one in New York, but it's solid. They used to also call Chicago. They used to also call Chicago the city with.
I haven't used this yet. I promise.
I know.
No, the Chicago River, where they dye it green. You know.
I don't know. I think it would be a lake, maybe. No, in Chicago, they're into lakes. I don't know.
Yeah, they did something. They dyed one green.
Definitely no Boston Harbor, but they're also known as the city with big shoulders, believe it or not. Have you ever heard that one? That Chicago, the city with big shoulders.
Yeah, Chicago's good. That's where I went and saw Trump, one of Trump's buildings there.
Well, I used to go there to watch the New England Patriots play in Chicago. They're home games.
Chicago, it's my kind of town. Yeah, I don't know what my brain is thinking right now, but yeah, I've been to Chicago and down to Florida. That's all I know. That's all I know.
You were there. It was a year ago, maybe, or right before the pandemic.
Yeah, it seems like it was a year and a half, 2 years now. No, a year and a half.
We're a year and 2 months. It's been an official thing.
Well, it was 1980. What year was this? 2019. I was there in November.
Yeah,
right before Thanksgiving because I got my ribs broke. I got rolled and beat pretty badly.
Yeah,
my ribs broke. I'm kidding. Actually, I didn't get rolled, but I rolled myself onto train tracks and basically smacked my ribs against the train. So it was.
Oh wow.
Good. Well, I was inside the train. It stopped. And I went flying.
Yeah, it sounded like you're outside the train rolling on the tracks.
I could have been.
My kind of town.
It's a great town. I had a great time.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I hear bad things too, but I haven't for a while because I haven't gone on the mainstream media. So if you stay off the mainstream media.
Yeah, I had, and and there's no need for mainstream media anymore as long as
it's not even mainstream anymore. Everybody's doing social media and looking things up, and
yeah. I don't watch the news much anymore. I guess I watched something this morning. It wasn't good. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a third strain coming through India right now, which is possibly going to jump into cats now, and then it'll be every cat can cough on the other cat. I can cough on your food as a human and then kill you. I'm kidding. I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. But
my cat actually developed a cough right when COVID started, and I took it to the vet, and it just they gave us some medicine, and it's just a thing she has, and then I have to pick her up and shake her a little bit and pat her and get the stuff moving. So it's funny, she got it right on about March 1st of 2020, right when COVID started. Well, at that point, we didn't know if you could get it from pets.
Maybe they have kitty kennel cough.
I don't know. This cat doesn't share with anybody, but it had also.
Well, that's not true because your cat is a serial killer, and the cat goes everywhere he wants to. Cats go where they want.
Well, she is hanging out with this kind of rough cat that runs the neighborhood, believe it or not. There's like a cat hierarchy out there. There's one cat that runs the neighborhood. So.
Yeah, well, it's kind of how it is in humans, the coolest cat gets to run the world, I'm a cool cat. I like to be a cool cat, I guess. But no, I think that your cat probably eats the neighbor's food a little bit, if they have cat. Yeah. Right.
Well, then with that other alley cat going around. So. But it was weird. She got it about March 1st, which about March 10th is when it seemed like we had an official pandemic on our hands. Things were shutting down. The NBA was canceled.
And she's got some medicine for that?
Oh, yeah. She gets it once a month, and it manages it really well. And then they said also to pat her a little bit and get the chest kind of shaken up a little. So, and it only cost me $80 to go to the vet, so that was good.
That's great. So I took Max to the vet yesterday, and which, by the way, was our trip down there, our trip back. But
Where's
they
that,
are the
Astoria?
Astoria. They are the kindest people. They were just they just were like, you know, I once I got into them, it was hard to get into them. You can't set an appointment. You can't
Wow.
set an appointment. You can't. They are the only emergency vet place open, and not emergency. There's regular vets, but and I tell you what, super nice people. I drove there, we got him totally checked out, and they said, well, if he's been coughing, and I said, well, he's not. It's like a that was his collar. You know, he has some issues. He's been drinking water out of the bowls, but he'll like lay down and suck out the water. So I was worried he had a bone stuck in his throat or some sort. You know. So
Oh,
they
you
looked
said
up.
he was drinking at the community water at the dog park.
Yeah. So maybe they said maybe he has this. Maybe he has a kennel cough. I'm not quite certain.
Yeah.
Just keep him away from dogs for a couple of days, and give him this other medicine, so he's fine. He'll be fine. But
Well, that's cool.
you know,
So,
but drinking community waters, those dogs drink out of those community waters all the time. So
yeah,
it's a very common thing. So hopefully in the next 2 days he'll be able to be around other dogs again, and won't be a problem. But,
well, it's a Wild Wednesday. So, you have any wild questions on the agenda there?
I thought it was Wisdom Wednesday, and
that's
Wild
not
Wednesday. Wild Wednesdays, I do have some questions for you, and that was you did answer some of them, which a moment ago was I asked you about where you wanted to go after the pandemic was over. But now that was, do you have any places you want to go out of the country?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to Ireland actually, and maybe even Portugal. I've never been there. So.
There you go.
Travel the world a bit.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think Portugal, Spain, but
Croatia.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't mind going to most places in Italy, but I wanted to. My whole goal was to rent a place in Florida in Italy for a month, and then just kind of travel around from there.
Yeah,
I think that'd be great.
Go to France and see the Louvre.
The Louvre. Yeah.
The male there's a painting called the Male Mona Lisa, and many claim that it was done by Da Vinci, and a guy bought it for $400 million, the most expensive painting in the world. It was the Sheikh of Saudi Arabia or whatever that guy is.
The Male Mona Lisa.
400 million. It's called the Male Mona Lisa. It's pretty amazing, but they're not totally sure it was Da Vinci, but 400 million. That's incredible.
Is it Mark Lisa?
It's a guy. I think it's Christ. It was interesting too because it had been painted over throughout the years. And years ago, it was purchased for 1,100, and then 100 million, and then the guy from Saudi Arabia bought it for 400 million. Well, and he wanted to donate it to the Louvre and have him put it next to Mona Lisa, but they wouldn't because they haven't confirmed totally yet that it is Da Vinci. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's the most expensive painting in the world.
I have not ever heard of that.
Yeah, I just heard about it the other day, and then I started looking it up, and it was crazy.
You have a picture for us?
No, I don't have one available, but there was a show. Rogan was interviewing somebody, and there was a clip, and it was look it up, the Male Mona Lisa. It's fascinating. 400 minutes. Because took 10 years to get the other paint off. Somebody painted over it.
Really?
Yeah, think about taking layers of paint, how painstaking that would be. So,
yeah, well, somebody probably, and that's part of that whole. Oh, I got workers here.
1958, somebody had turned up, and apparently somebody over the years painted over it and tried to make it different, and then somehow they figured it out, and they took all the layers of paint off and got down to what looked like a Da Vinci for sure. So, And they even have a
Well,
name for it.
well, I typed in male Mona Lisa, and they're like, is it a is Mona Lisa a man?
Well, it's a strip. That's a strip joint in Portland right now.
What's that?
Male Mona Lisa. It's a different kind of strip joint. You didn't really male Mona Lisa, yeah. Male Mona Lisa
Well,
painting.
here's the problem I had. Here's the problem I had, Brian. I
You
went
on
on Bing.
Pornhub?
I went on no, I went on Bing, and Bing is horrible. It's just I can't.
Yeah,
Even
Bing's nothing against it, but it's terrible.
it is. I'm just not okay with that.
Salvator Mundi. It's
Yeah,
called
here he is.
Salvator Mundi. You want to share it or you want me to? This
Yeah,
is
I'll share it. I'll share it. It's like
fascinating. I want to see this.
I took this time to do it.
You
Let's
got
see
the
here.
actual
Where
Mona. Yeah, you
I
got the
find where
Mona
you're
Lisa.
at. If I can find where you're at, I can't get back to my freaking.
Yeah, I got male Mona Lisa. It's a good one.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You have to share it because I apparently am lost in space now trying to find this stuff. I cannot find you. Where are you at?
Okay, can you see
Oh,
that male Mona Lisa painting by?
there we go. Okay, I got it. Actually, I can share it. Like,
Well, it's already on. So this is
wait,
the
yeah, go
male.
ahead.
I can get rid of it in a minute, but let's just.
No, you got it.
Yeah, it's called Salvator Mundi. Male Mona Lisa expected to auction for 100 million. That was 4 years ago, which it did, and then the guy from Saudi Arabia apparently bought it for 400 million. Look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that looks like pretty.
can't see it. Can you blow it up? Well, it's good. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, I just suggest people look it up. Male Mona Lisa. The whole story about it is incredible, and they think it's a Da Vinci, but they're not sure yet. They may have confirmed it, but I think it is just by what I've seen. But it's amazing somebody get a Da Vinci and not know what it is and paint over it. But you buy stuff at garage sales, and that's what people do. Weird things like that.
Yeah, no, that'd be crazy. Can you imagine how much money it'd be worth? I mean,
400 million right
yeah,
now.
400 million.
And
Is
he
that
wants to
a
donate it.
beard on this? It does. He does look very Christ-like, actually.
Well, yeah, it's a picture of Christ. He was, Da Vinci was really into Christ, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's.
But yeah, 400 million, and he's willing to donate to the Louvre, but he wants it next to the Mona Lisa, and they won't do it. So he's
I
making
think
demands.
I think if his picture of Jesus Christ, if he made Jesus Christ and Mona Lisa, I bet you Jesus Christ picture will probably sell more than Mona Lisa eventually.
It already has. It's the most valuable painting in the world. 400 million. It's number
Well,
one.
how much is Mona Lisa worth? It seems to me like they're worth millions.
Well, it's not. It's in. It's not for sale. It's not for sale. It's in the museum. But as far as no painting sold for more than this painting. The only
My
way to
brain
sell
is gone. I'm like, I thought you said 450,000.
No. 400. I don't know where you got that. Probably from the Boston Harbor in Chicago. 400 million. We're talking almost half a
My
billion.
brain is not working today.
Yeah, it's the most, the highest price ever for a painting, apparently.
That's
the guy from Saudi Arabia. He said he will donate it to the Louvre, but he wanted them to put it next to the Mona Lisa. So deal, they won't do it.
I love it when somebody will spend $450 million on anything. I'm like, something's wrong with you people. But I mean,
he killed that. He's the guy that killed Khashoggi, the reporter. So he's not the greatest guy around.
Yeah.
But I think the Louvre should find out for sure if it's Da Vinci, and if it is, they might want to put it next to the Mona Lisa in the Louvre. That would be kind of cool. Salvator Mundi is the name of the painting.
I think we should bring that painting to America and post it somewhere here. Give people some place to in Longview, actually. Give people a reason to come to Longview.
Yeah, well, yeah, that'd be a reason right there.
Mm-hmm. We make a building just for it.
Pretty fascinating though. You never hear stuff like that. But then Rogan was talking to some guy, and they came up and they talked for 10 minutes on it. It was pretty fascinating. They looked it up and everything. It's pretty cool.
I wonder what kind of expensive art we have in our local area in Cowlitz County.
Well, I knew a guy that had some scribbles basically from Picasso. They were authenticated. They were pretty cool.
Really? Very cool.
Yeah. Picasso used to scribble things and give them to stores, and they would give him products. He'd go buy stuff that way. Hey, I'm Picasso. That's at least the rumor. And this guy had some that he said were authenticated. He had certificates.
Oh, very cool. I know
Yeah.
there was a gentleman in Kalama who he had a decent looking house and
A what?
a decent looking house, but he used to do tours of it. I mean, it looked
What's
regular
it?
on the outside, and then you go inside, and it was so well done.
What did you call it? A dieseline?
No, I said this gentleman had a very nice looking home
Oh, I thought you
in
said
Kalama.
dieseling
And
house. I didn't know what that was.
sorry, no, it's okay. My
All
brain's
right.
not a little foggy.
It's
Anyways,
okay.
yeah, no, he used to have people come there and tour his house because downstairs in his home he had all these fossils of all this. I mean,
Oh,
it is just so cool. He had dinosaur fossils as well as he had arrowheads from all over the world. I mean,
wow.
but actually, most of those were all from Washington State.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of them around here.
Yeah, and he was I can't remember the name of him, but it was like the I don't know, something man. I'll have to look into this, but obviously man, but my brain's just not working today.
Kennewick Man. Remember him? Kennewick Man? Maybe that's who it is. Kalama Man.
Yeah, no,
That'd be a cool thing to know. Who has the most valuable painting or relic around here?
yeah, I'm not quite sure. It'd be cool to have some stuff like that, like in the Monticello, being it's
Yeah.
historical like that, And there's some
Stuff-
historical paintings in there. There's historical paintings from a gentleman named Knowles, by the way, who
Oh,
may have been a family
an
person
ancestor.
years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. Little local flavor. I don't think there's much old local history with my family. We didn't come here till like 54 or something, 52. 1952.
Yeah, he was actually he's a short, what's it called, a short curt relative of some sort, like a
Oh,
what do I
sure
call that?
tail.
Shirt tail. There you go. Shirt tail
Yeah.
relative. Yeah, not really related by blood, oddly enough,
Not
but
directly.
by names. Yeah, not directly. Yeah, but he also, I do believe, is the cause of up in about 20 minutes north of here. There is a Knowles Road and a Knowles
Oh, yeah,
Bridge
yeah. I've
and
seen it.
stuff. So yeah, and he used to paint all the city works. He for all the cities, he'd make a map. He'd make the map, and then they'd
Oh, wow.
yeah, and he did all kinds of cool stuff. And from what I was told, also he made this huge map from Long Beach and for the city because he had a huge gambling debt and alcohol debt
Ooh.
at the local bars, and he made this huge portrait for them. And then it never, I don't know, he died, and I don't know if it ever got paid off, but that was the purpose of him making
Yeah.
this giant piece. It's kind of cool. You pay off your gambling debt with your alcohol debt with your art ability.
That's funny you bring that up. There was a thing I saw. You remember Brett Favre, the quarterback that kept retiring all the time? Brett Favre from the Green
Yeah.
Bay Packers. He was paid like over $1 million to do speeches in Mississippi that he never actually did. And the money came from a welfare program. These guys working for welfare were getting paying Brett Favre $1 million to come speak at their events, and he never showed up. So it uncovered a big thing of waste in the Mississippi welfare system. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Could you
Yeah.
imagine that? You work for the Health Services, Department of Health and Social Services, and you're wasting millions of dollars that should go to the people. That's unfortunate. But Brett didn't actually do anything illegal. He's paid half the money back. So it was more
Gotcha.
them. It was more them. It's just crazy the things people put together, man. and pull
Well,
off.
and that's the thing is that because I deal a lot with the nonprofits here, and I really keep an eye on stuff. I try
Yeah.
to in the nonprofit sectors around here, but I keep my ear to the ground. I listen because I know people get fed up on certain things. If I'm going to ask if I'm going to work with an association of some sort, if I'm going to ask somebody else for $1, I'm going to be able to tell them where 99.9 cents of that dollar is going.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care about the 1%. There's a little bit of
Oh, there's
whatever.
always even
Well,
10%.
you just can't always figure out where things are at,
Yeah.
But misappropriation of funds is a huge deal, and I hate that. I mean, there was a time when, probably about 15 years ago and 10 years ago, we had about 4 or 5, no, I'll say 4 for sure, huge nonprofits get kind of yanked
Oh
for
yeah, problems with misappropriation of funds.
misappropriation of funds. Yeah, and some of it was stealing, some of it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like
Some of it was
I
wasting money without helping.
yeah, a lot of wasting money, and but I mean there was our local gym here had like the YMCA. Unfortunately, I'll bring it up, but they're fixed now. They have an amazing director now.
Let's
But
hope
the
so.
but the
And
previous
then
one was
three little leagues I knew about just in the last 25 years had misappropriation of funds. The social club I was in had it. I mean, I think it's pretty much at every place.
yeah, no, it can be.
The majority.
You give the wrong person the ability to do it, and they will. If they
Yeah.
can if they can scam the money. I mean, yeah, I'm like, I try to be as transparent as possible with those things.
Well, I was in a PTO and they ran it perfectly. They had 3 signatures required. They had everything was transparent. One of the people didn't even really associate with the other 2, so there was no collusion or any of that. It was very clean because that was a high priority. We're going to be responsible stewards of these funds. You got to do that. You got to do it.
Well, I mean, a lot of people think that you can be a treasurer of a foundation or whatever. I mean, of a group. You don't want to be, honestly, because people like myself will test that and say, hey, check, and then, I mean, I have worked with a lot of people here in town, so I can tell you, in my experience, the guys I have worked with, I only want to work with them. When I join another like another nonprofit group, I'm like, let's get this person on the case, but make this person join to be a trustee or trust to do the. If you have them doing the treasury, then you're doing, it's a moral and ethic thing,
Yeah.
really. Not ethnics, it's ethics, but it's moral, and it's like they just their mind has to go with the dots, and they've got to work with numbers, and it has to work for them, and they've got to, in their mind, they got to make sure that they are every dollar is accounted for.
Yeah, and you should never have just one person in charge of the money anyway.
No,
a lot of checks and balances, and surprise audits are a good way to do it too.
Well, yeah, surprise audits.
And give the guy some time off. Give him a week or 2 off, and then see how things work when he's not there. And if he doesn't want to go on a vacation, that means he's probably, or she is probably, embezzling.
That's a possibility for sure.
Possibly, it increases the possibility.
Yeah. No,
that was a nugget from Dan Peterson. He said, the guy that won't take a vacation.
Yep. No, that's for certain. Well, it's funny about Dan. I think he owns his own company and everything. So
but he's been around and seen it. And he said, it's always that person that's never going to leave. They never take a vacation because they can't. That's when they get caught. But it makes people hesitant to donate to things because of all the misappropriation and just irresponsible things with funds.
Yeah, but he knows. He's such a smart guy. That guy you're talking about, Dan, because he literally, he's not going to hire so and so. I mean, he's not going to hire one guy. He's not going to hire a plumber to do your taxes.
No.
He knows this person's good. If this person's good at something, that's who you hire.
Yeah. Well, he helped me with the group I was in, and he uncovered misappropriation, got it immediately, figured it out, and we got rid of the person. He just is aware of what goes on in organizations.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. Matter of fact, I think oddly enough, you bring that up, yesterday, Was it yesterday Tuesday? No, yesterday was Wednesday. But it's what day is the day? Something's wrong with my
Wednesday,
brain.
Wednesday, May
Wednesday.
12th.
Okay, so yesterday was Tuesday, and yesterday I had a conversation with another gentleman in that same club
Oh, good.
you belong to, and he was
No, I
asking
don't
me,
belong to that club.
okay, that club you belonged to one time.
Oh,
Anyways,
I thought you said this group. No, nothing against
no,
him, but I want it known
no, no,
publicly. I
no,
don't
no,
belong to any groups.
no. This is not a group. This is it's a little men's club, little men's group. But
It's
anyways,
an informal group. They don't have treasurers and all that. It's
oh no,
an
no, no.
informal group.
But one of the gentlemen that you know also asked me, he goes, "Hey, what happened to so and so?" And I'm like, "Well, that person was fired because that just got brought up yesterday, and that was 10 years ago almost. I don't know, but that's
I know
weird.
which guy you're talking about. Is his name Tammy?
Uh, no, no, the guy that I had the conversation with was
I thought that was funny.
he has a little bit of hair issue.
Oh, that guy. They all do. Jeez. Everybody in my age group has a hair issue, just about. Well, that's fine. We
Yeah,
don't want
but
to get specific. So he
no, but
he asked about him, and yeah.
yes, he asked about that person that they got fired. He goes, "Oh, he didn't. He forgot that part." You know, he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah, I was wondering. She was super nice." You know.
Yeah. Well, that
I'm
man
like,
you're talking about was instrumental in finding out who was doing it and what they were doing and how to get rid of them. It was amazing to see really smart men that knew what they were doing to handle a situation. It's cool.
yeah,
That's
no, it's
why the
great.
group, you're in a group. It's not like it's not an official club with dues and all that, but it's good. You have some guys that are kind of like successful guys. You get to hear different perspectives, and they can
Yeah,
help you with business situations or social things that come up. It's pretty cool, and you do
no,
it
they're
every week. That's nice.
yeah every week for about 10 years. I think
Yeah. Are there?
it's called the Asshole Club.
Yeah. Well, I think they give themselves some interesting names. But is it bingo? Is it about 12 guys or how many?
Well, I think actually there's probably 14 altogether, but
That's cool.
right about now there's probably about 12 that actually
Yeah.
get together. That actually we just brought somebody in yesterday, or no, last week. Excuse me, last
Nice.
week we voted to have somebody in, which we
Oh,
don't
wow.
have to vote. It's very kind of like, there's no voting. It's just kind of like a, hey, does this person want to join? And because if you come more than once, then you get asked to then you say, hey, do you want to join? Then it goes back to the group, and then the group's like, everybody gets to vote on them, and
Oh, that's cool.
it's kind of funny because I mean nobody's gonna say no for the most part, you know what I mean?
Well,
Unless
unless
there's
like one of them had a problem with the guy or something,
yeah,
knew
yeah,
something about him. But that's
but
good.
that'll be brought up. That would
Yeah.
definitely be brought up, yeah. That's been brought up before. People, I mean, no big deal. We're just all good friends. That's the
Yeah.
thing, is it? It's it's a fun little group.
It's an informal group. It's cool.
It's an informal group that's done more business than most business groups have ever done around here. I can tell you that much now. I mean, these guys are, and I don't do work
Titans.
anymore. Yeah, I don't do work anymore, but either way, because of my knowledge on the local community and stuff,
Yeah.
rather influential on certain things. So that's good, and we're all friends. So if we can help out, we do, I have there's multiple people on there, that group, that are retired. So it's like, I don't know if we're ever actually, I don't think any ever actually, retired, but
None
it's
of
like,
those guys are gonna retire.
I mean, everybody on there's had like a heart attack, a stroke, or whatever. And it's like, and not everybody, but everybody's getting close, because we're all at that older age. These guys are actually way older than I am.
Oh yeah.
I'm the youngest one in the group, I
The
think.
guy
But
was close to 75, maybe. There was one of them, maybe 80. I don't know.
yeah, it's just
That's cool though. It's kind of like mentors or just guys. It's
yeah,
good to have a group.
that's cool. And it's not cheap.
No.
That's for sure. But that's how that group rolls.
Well, I feel like we got a group here with this Friday Night Live we do every other Friday. The musicians talking to me now. And
By the way, I get it. You're right. And by the way, I have to send prayers out to David Robbins, who is currently in the hospital right now. He's a wonderful talent, and he is not doing too well. I think I talked to him though a little bit last night.
What's happening? What's wrong with him?
His I think his his blood, his heart. I'm not quite. It's just
blood issues, blood levels or
yeah.
something.
Yep. And
Definitely prayers out to David Robbins. He's like a regular now. He's been in
wow,
two
he's been
shows.
done twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Steve
yeah,
Martin was on twice.
I don't think he's a regular yet, but I do think
Wow.
that he'll be a
Pick a guy when he's down.
no, he's welcome
It
to
was
go.
a
I mean,
joke.
but
He's a semi-regular. Steve Martin was called a regular when he was on SNL twice or in the early years, but he never was a regular. But David's one of the bunch now. He's one of the club.
Yeah, he's a good kid, and he said last night, was talking to me, he's like he has to change his lifestyle a little bit,
Yeah.
And I understand that, and I was talking to him. I was talking to him about my book that I'm writing, by the way, which is
cool.
Yeah, if I ever get around to finishing it, which is called Eating Frogs, Killing Demons, and Slaying Dragons. And
well, write one word a day, and then eventually you'll get so pissed off you'll start writing a page a day.
Yeah, I wrote a couple pages last night and stuff, but
a couple of days ago, all I did was change one sentence on the book I'm writing, but at least I got something done, and then it's triggered more work. But if you don't open up the file and start writing, it'll never get done.
Yeah, well, the problem is that because I can't stand all day long, I gotta sit down, and my mind's still working, so I gotta write.
Jot it down if you have a few ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, and you were working on the where you speak into it and then it types, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. So the only problem is that
it's
weird. It's weird when the computer screen says F this, F this, F.
Yeah.
Try to talk into it. That.
Oh, if you write something the computer doesn't like, though, it goes red, though, and you can just write ignore every time, and then it'll quit doing it if you have a repetitive thing. Because I have these slangs in my book, and it corrects it every time, and then I just wrote ignore every time, and they quit correcting.
Yeah.
Because they're grammar Nazis.
You use speaking.
No, I write it on Word, but every time I write gonna, because I have people that say gonna, they try to correct it. So I said, ignore it, ignore this. This is their speech. Because Word's kind of a grammar Nazi thing.
Yeah. Well, Brian, you know that it is almost that magical hour.
Yes,
but I had some questions in here. I was gonna talk to you tomorrow.
Ask a couple. We don't have an actual
tomorrow we're gonna go into your beliefs in sprites, Bigfoots, Yetis, UFOs, and whatnot. So we can do that tomorrow.
Thinking about that this morning. I was loving it. I was thinking about some stuff that do you believe?
Do you believe in life after love? Right?
Yeah. Oh, I believe in life after love. I believe in almost everything.
Okay, but what about love after life?
Yeah, I think that's all there is after life. If people are right about what they're claiming, the afterlife is all love.
The afterlife.
It's all love, man.
Yeah. Well, either way, we can catch up the rest of it tomorrow, and I'll send you a text in a few minutes here. But yeah, let's pound this out because I think it's about an hour. Okay, and every time, folks, we do the pound hours, we do pound out, we do Rochambeau, rock, paper, scissors, which is rock, paper, scissors.
Rock,
none of this,
paper, scissors.
None of this weird stuff,
Illegal,
no dynamite, no shaky stuff. Ready? Yeah. I think do I have you by 2?
I don't even know.
2-1. I think it's 2-1. Ready?
Boom, boom, boom.
Aha!
Rock
I got you.
Well, rock on.
Rock on. That's 3-1.
We will see you tomorrow.
Have a wonderful day.
Same time.